Let's now view our actual fields, and we understand that we went through the text fields and we've actually gone ahead and edited these to be text1 and text2. And of course we have our label equivalent as LBL equal. So let's take a look at actually applying the addition code to this. So currently we would understand that we would apply our code and we would be able to, let's say, insert an LBL equal, and this of course would equal text. So let's go ahead and input this text. There we are. And this text would be equal, let's say, to txt1.text, and we would add this to txt2.text. And now if we chose to run this application, we would understand that we can place 2 plus 2, and we would be able to click on the plus button. However, this would actually place both characters together, and we would get 2 plus 2 equals 22, which isn't the case here. What we would like to do is actually tell Visual Basic that we want a numerical calculation of 2 plus 2, and this would equal 4, as to the actual equation would be equivalent, because as of right now this equation is not equivalent. So let's go ahead and quit this, and we'll take a look at how we would input this. So first off, we understand that we would have to declare a variable, and we're going to call this variable 1, and this will be declared as a decimal. So now that since we have this variable 1 declared as a decimal, we can select and copy it, and we will be able to declare variable 2 as a decimal. We now need to define these variables. So we're going to have variable 1 be equal to the text 1, and then we're going to have variable 2 be equal to text 2.txt. And now notice what happens to variable 2 as to variable 1, what exactly was applied to it. And notice we don't have a underline anymore. The only problem is we actually have a misspelling, and we'll simply correct that. So now that we have variable 2 being applied, we'll now understand that we can click off and notice we don't have this line of code being altered anymore. We will now discuss what we want to apply in place of the actual text instance name. Now what we want to apply this to is variable 1 is added to variable 2. And notice this would be equal. So what's happening is we're going to have a calculation of the decimal as it was declared as variable 1 be added to the variable 2, which is also declared as a decimal. And this will equal the equivalent of variable 1 plus variable 2. So let's go ahead and test this out. So now we understand that we have 2 and 2, and the addition of 2 plus 2 equals a label of 4. And we can continue with this and add, and notice 2 plus 10 equals 12. And let's say we wanted 22. Well, 2 plus 20 equals 22. And there's a little brief introduction to variables. Now let's take a look at variables and constants and how they relate to each other.